as Bean starts walking away under his breath, he's like, oh, yeah, just get on duty. I guess you're not going to do your job and figure out what's going on. Something along those lines. So I'm like, excuse me, Bean. And I followed his ass right out the door as he was saying it. And I said, Nakota just said he's going to figure it out with the marshals. And we're going to figure out, you know, on our end. Oh yeah, that's what's the problem with your department is we got to do your job because you're a shit department. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I don't even know exactly what I said, but I was like, you are the problem with why our departments are having problems by saying exactly what you just said that we shouldn't be saying about any department. And then I told him to get in his car and get the fuck out of our parking lot. I told him that in front of everybody because he said that in front of everybody. And I wasn't going to do a report on it because it was kind of just like a back and forth. Then he did apologize to me, and then he apologized again to Viv, myself, and Trig, and whoever else was in the room. And I did talk to Nakota about it, and Bean and I talked about it, and he said he was just really heated. But I'm thinking, like, what kind of like two-faced, hypocritical bullshit is happening here? Like, they're pissed about one person in our department doing some stupid shit. And then they all come storming in here like we just shit all over them and then leave and call us a shit department. The same thing that they're pissed off about us doing or not doing. Nobody said that they're a shit department openly like that.
Trig told me that he also got into it with Opal apparently a couple days ago.
Interesting.
About what?
I don't know.
Which Opal thing? We did think it was Opal, by the way, at first.
So, who was it?
It was Carmine. He lied to Viv at first and came clean. And then instead of sending him off duty because there's no protocol specifically, I recalled Peter saying last time, you know, please don't just send people off duty, give them jobs to do. We made him go clean BCSO. Top to bottom, and then he's supposed to do PD tow.
There you go.
And reception. So I guess he's been off duty since. So he was doing some PD tow and reception. I don't know where he is right now.
Did something happen that like caused him to do that, or was he just being a little shit?
I honestly think he was just being a little shit. I think because.
But like,
I don't.
For them to get.
Right. They got
Carmine.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe because it was anonymous, and that's so they maybe thought, you know, honest truth. They have a list of the people that they don't like in our department. It's gonna be Jeb, Peach, Carmine, Opal. I might be and Bobby Charles, because they know those specific people constantly say things, will bring things up at the meeting. Or the one time they were up there supposedly spying on their meeting. So I think they knew it was one of them. They wanted to come down here and deal with it. I honestly think they thought it was Opal. You want me to be honest? Demanding something be done.
Andy death threat inside of MRPD.
Yes.
Yeah. What is our high command stance, by the way, on
death to false serpent
queen?
Serpent Queen of the North.
Right, but read it in Carmine's voice. That's when it's like.
No, read it in Carmine's voice.
How do we know it's Mayor Andy?
I like that he put a bunch of S's there for serpents.
Yeah.
Serpent Queen.
Oh my god, not the insult. Not the insult.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pissed off too, because we did have combined meeting on Friday. There was not a lot of officers. And then Viv continued that on Saturday. She had a pool party at her house meeting with BCSO as well, because again, it wasn't that many. So we just did it together. Then boom, here's Monday and shit hits the fan again. I just felt like we could never catch a fucking break. So that's why I was pissed off. And then to have Bean running his mouth like that, it just wasn't called for. Especially when a lot of us are trying to put it together. Here's the thing though,
is that like, you know, this was not a good thing for Carmine to say, right? But their reaction is always so aggressive. Like, I've noticed that, you know, LSPD, you know, like Jeb and Peach and all them, they like fuck around, but you know, it feels like the BCSO wants them to find out, you know?
They do.
high command stance on the drama? Like, are you saying we're for like BCSO or against? Because I know that's a lot of people's issue. Is not necessarily you, more what Peters is saying.
I have made multiple, I feel like multiple announcements, maybe one announcement at this time that like the bullshit between BCSO and LSPD needs to stop. You know, I have told like Jeb and Peach, like basically read the room. If they're not interested, you know, just move on. Like don't force it on, like don't force the confrontation, right? But I don't know. I mean, it just seems like it's always kind of a really bad reaction, and like I understand when I was talking to Trig about this the other day, when you're like for BCSO, for Trig, you know, whatever he said to them, it was a one-off. Trig never does anything like that. He was trying to be a little like playful, and but for them this might be the 20th time that they heard something like this, and I don't know.
I get what you're saying, but like Peter said today again, which he was around for a very short time today, but he mentioned that he was called subhuman by Cassidy.
What?
If Cassidy's saying shit like that, I can only imagine what everybody else is. If they're, I'm gonna be on. They all seem to be on the same page with how they feel about people in our department specifically. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, it feels like look at the people from LSPD who are constantly doing this. It's Jeb and Peach and Carmine, Bobby. Like, if you're taking them seriously and you're getting to the point where you're screaming at other people over it, that kind of sounds like a you problem. And
hey, what's up, Winston? Hi, I'm Captain. I miss you too.
In my opinion. Because like, why are you getting so pressed over Jeb and Peach and all them?
No, it's wild to me. They even take them. Why they don't just say like, you know, shut up or mind your business or like quit beating the dead horse
or fucking throw it back.
That's what I am on the same page. I agree. I don't understand where all this aggression is coming from, because we are not being aggressive about any of that. Like everything's been in good fun, right? Like everything.
I mean, I will say, I think the death thing, that's too far.
Oh yeah,
too far. She
that's
shouldn't
why
have said
we were
that.
pissed.
If he had just called her like a serpent queen, you know, kind of whatever about it. But the death thing, that's too far.
My question, I guess, I don't know. It feels like people have this stigma that BCSO is the better department, and I don't understand that. And like, we're both working together, and we're both great I don't know. I hate hearing that. It's like, oh, I switched over, and now I'm having all the fun, and it's 10 times better. I don't get it. I was like, you're the same person. It's the same.
Yeah, they're the ones that are actively screaming and threatening to punch officers' teeth into the back of their throats, and
I mean, it's both.
Yeah,
it's both.
Silly department.
Oh my! Wait, what?
Yeah, McNulty threatened to punch Jeb's teeth into the back of his throat.
You know what's crazy is Jeb wouldn't even tell me what McNulty said.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I told Cassidy about that, and Cassidy was like, he needs to be dapped, and they did fuck all about it.
Crazy.
Well, you know, probably tomorrow is things are gonna look a little different. So
what?
Yeah, just wait.
Okay.
See, Avery.
Peterson is ICU.
Apparently, that's what Trig said.
Yeah, he got run over, not intentionally, I don't think so, by a BCSO officer doing a chase.
Yeah. Yeah. Hope he's okay. Yeah, probably big announcement tomorrow.
Okay.
Depends on if the sheriff and undersheriff are around and I can talk to them.